welcome back everyone, welcome back to another weekend edition here of the Korean StarCraft League, week number 74, your weekly or bi-weekly dose of Korean StarCraft. I do apologize for the delayed start, I do apologize for the extended downtime, but we are jumping into our first series of the night. We are jumping in mid-series. Unfortunately, we missed out on game 1, but we're here for game 2. We're here for ByuN versus Triple in the TVP. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Falcons. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, sorry, top left hand corner, we have the Teal Protoss player. It is Triple. I'll fix up their names, but I'll fix them up. Hold on. Beautiful. To just very quickly fix them up. Bam. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Pleasure bets. New thing will claim the series. I mean, coming into this, ByuN, he already has a lead, so there's already a lead coming into this. We're already jumping in mid-series, but regardless, best of luck with your Gamba as we jump into our initial match, as we jump into our initial TVP. And I hope you've all been enjoying yourselves. I did get a little bit of sleep after the show match. For those that are unaware, I do recommend checking out the VODs, or again, waiting for them to be on YouTube. I believe they should be on YouTube tomorrow. I think they take around 24 hours to be uploaded. But how long ago at this point? It was like 8 hours ago ish, eight-ish hours ago. I was actually competing in the Basilisk Big Rain Bouts. I was playing a best of 5 against Zombie Grub. We had a caster showdown. Let's go. And I was so nervous. I did stream my POV on my personal Twitch channel, and I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the matches, hope you enjoyed the games. I know I was very nervous, very anxious coming into it. I laddered hardcore on stream for the past 10 days, or like maybe 11 days leading up to the event, and on top of that, I think for the past 24 hours, so yeah, for the past 24 hours, I was practicing a ZVT build, which is what I showcased during the Big Brave Outs as well. It is an Eric build. It's an Eric build. It was an Eric build. So hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, I do recommend the VODs. The VODs are over on Rotterdam's channel. But I do know that Rotterdam, he does have his VODs kind of behind a subscription paywall. But they should be on YouTube soon, TM. Within the next day or two, should be on YouTube. We'll probably post it on our Discord, or like post it on our on social medias, Discord and socials. We'll probably post it when it goes live. But hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you had a great time. I made the mistake. I say I made the mistake because it was at like 3 a.m. in the morning. The event started at 3 a.m. It like ended at around 5 a.m. Because of that, I did drink. I was high on caffeine to actually, you know, be able to compete at that hour, and because of that, I stayed up for a good like another 2-3 hours, and I couldn't get to sleep for quite some time. But we woke up. We're here. We're good to go. let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Thank you, Cyclones. Thank you. I appreciate it. Recommend the VODs. Recommend them. It was a fun series. And again, shout out to Zombie Grub, especially because I know that Zombie Grub was a little bit less practiced. I know that she's been traveling. She was in Korea for a time. She went to Japan as well, and like many of us, I'm sure, just doesn't really have a lot of time to commit to the game as much as one used to. And again, I specifically again, as soon as I heard that, as soon as Roddy reached out to invite me to a Big Rain Bouts, I started laddering again every day. It's I was like, we're taking this seriously. So I'm grateful that the work paid off. But regardless, we're here to focus on our initial match. So far, nothing crazy. Welcome one and all to Pylon. Of course, we do have the new ladder map pool live, of course, for the past week, or even maybe more than a week at this point. So it has been here, is live. We do have our 1-1-1 setup here from ByuN getting to his own bio tank. Medevac is on the way. What's the Medevac for? For a push. ByuN, he's going to be moving out momentarily. Speaking of, here comes that move out. So a very early push here from ByuN. Back at home, Triple, he is setting up no shield battery. The hallucination will confirm this, hopefully, as a Triple, he actually will miss the army. This is the thing about Pylon, is that there is a second kind of attack lane right next to the first, and the medevac gets spotted, but only the medevac, as Triple, he is not ready for this. Does have some sentries, charges on the way as the opener, but charge is not ready for this. Triple getting caught with his pants defense down. The wall is exposed. The first pylon goes down. The rover, no, the rover's gonna get depowered, and without the immortal, there's no defense. There's no defense without the immortal. The immortal is necessary for this. And that's Bunny. He's pushing forward within range of the rest of the gateways. I mean, the rover will eventually be repowered by the time it is. The tank should be within range, though. Again, the win condition is knock down the gateways and knock down the rover. Is there any other production? Okay, 2 gates. There's 2 gates to the main. Rover is repowered. Cybercore is exposed. The immortal looks like it will pop out, but by the time it does, the bunkers are going to be done. The bunkers will be complete. There we go. The boys are being pulled. The bunkers, they finish up just in time. Second tank arrives as well. Viking lands to support behind the bunkers. And with that, I mean, the first tank will barely go down. Looks like the first bunker as well. The next tank is going to be targeted. I'll pick up micro there at a Bunny as Triple, he does break out. Impressive breakout here by Triple, but at what cost? At the cost of 17 workers. 17 pros just went down. And on top of that, the timing that he wanted to go for, no longer there. No longer there. He's down to 25 workers. Back at home, Bunny, he's macroing. He's chilling. He's on a 2-base economy. We have 2 more Raxes on the way, getting to +1, working towards Stim, working towards the rest of our upgrades. So far, Bunny is looking solid here back at home. And this is where Triple, again, he's limping along. Now, from this moment, from this time, we have some options available. They're not ideal, they're not amazing, but there are some options. Either one, be hyper greedy and hope that Bunny is passive, or turn this into a 2-base all-in. Turn this into a 2-base all-in and hope that Bunny is greedy. It's not ideal because, again, you're hoping for Bunny to make mistakes. You're hoping for him to be too greedy or to be too passive. You're hoping for something here for Bunny to allow for an opening. If that doesn't happen, Bunny's got this. As Bunny, he's secure. He's got his 3 tanks. He's got his marines. Again, basically, he's getting ready for the all-in. You know, his tanks are in the mineral line. He's throwing down bunkers, throwing down deepers. These deepers, they make sure that the bunker doesn't get surrounded by charge lots, so they reduce surface area on the bunker itself. Bunny, he's ready for an all-in. Okay, I should say he's getting ready to defend against an all-in. So Bunny, he knows that he is ahead. He knows that he is in a good position. He knows that he is potentially in danger, and that would be the one thing that would bring Triple back into this game. Until then, Bunny securing himself. Stim is not yet done, so we're waiting for the upgrades. Bunny shouldn't really push out without his upgrades. Yeah, there we go. Does pull back for now. Scans, he does spot the army. He does confirm the composition, not just Charge or Immortal, but also with Archon production as well. And here he comes. Here he comes. More importantly, he does confirm the location of the army as well. He sees, okay, you're pinned back at home. You're not across the map. Let's send it. Let's just send it, baby, back at home. Again, some solid SimCity reinforcements still going to be rallying across the map, and Bunny, he is on the way to end the game. Does set up his tanks. Scans once again. We do see the army not quite where it needs to be. Cybercore is exposed, and so is the Robo. So is all the tech. So is all the tech. As the Cybercore goes down. The Robo as well. Behind this Triple, he is massing an army. He does need more charge lots, though. He needs something to tank those shots. Tank the tank shots, I mean. As Bunny, he's slowly pushing forward. Takes down the pylon. Okay, he is getting ready to break out. Takes down the gateway. Takes down the gateway. Likewise moving in. Just all the take is exposed. And we're gonna have one final explosive fight here, and emphasis on explosion because there are so many Wither mines. There's 5 mines, there's 3 tanks, a nice spread of bio. Army pushes out, and Bunny, he's ready. He stims in. The first tank may fall. Not even. The tank survives. Wither mines get cleaned up, and now we can just stim and win. Again, there's just barely any support. Barely any buffer for the Immortals, for the Archons. Boys are being pulled. I mean, that's the buffer. All the mind shots. Yeah, mind shots connect, and with that, Bunny, he takes it. He will overwhelm, and Bunny will look to take the series. GG, well played, as gets called, and Bunny, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Bunny, he will claim the series. And Mykonos' Triple, again, Bunny, he's a very tough opponent to be up against in the first round. Bunny, one of the strong favorites to make a deeper run in this tournament. And we'll see how deep that run goes. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Let us catch up on what has been going on. Let's go. Got a strong showing there by Bunny, but that was merely only the first round, as we have had some issues when it comes to showcase. There we go. We have the bracket. There we go. So again, the other reason why we had a delayed start, there were little walkovers. Initially, I wanted to cover ByuN versus Mocha. ByuN versus Mocha was my first pick for series, but as you can see, Mocha never showed. So that's why we got into the second match of Bunny versus Triple. And you know what that means? That means we have our next series. You can see the update there on the bracket. Up next is going to be a TVT between Bunny and ByuN. Let's go. Bunny and ByuN, they're going to be facing off in that Terran versus Terran. Again, this could go either way. They're both very, very closely matched in the TVT matchup. In general, most of the Terrans are down here. Just catching on the bracket, we have ByuN and Bunny. We also have herO is just above them, so all three Terrans are down here. We have Creator and Rebellion, so a PvP in the first round leading into herO. And on the top half of the bracket, we had some more walkovers. Estrella does advance on the face-off against Classic in the next round. That's a spicy PvP. I do recommend it. And likewise, we have herO versus Percival. Percival takes down Lunacy 2-0, and herO up against Percival in a PvT in the quarterfinals. So this is a bit of a smaller bracket here. I do know that originally this was going to be Dark's final KSL. It would have been if he was available, unfortunately is not. I do know that Dark, he's going to be playing later on tonight in the Pigsty Festival. So is Bunny, of course, or many other players. Dark playing very well, but Dark, he's already confirmed that this weekend is his last weekend of tournament play. We were hoping that he would grace us here in KSL, but unfortunately not. So I guess Pigsty Festival will most likely be Dark's final tournament before the military. So much love to Dark, much love. Unfortunately, unable to catch him here today, but again, he'll be live later on in the evening, of course. As we have our TVT that we're going to be following into. Just catching up in the chat. Thanks for streaming, like, oh, thank you, Pony Dance, thank you so much for resubscribing for 17 months. Thank you. Do appreciate it. But we play against Mana in Pigfest. Yes, Mana's been doing really well. Mana, he did really well in Pigfest. Very, very proud of Mana. Shame. As vetoes are done, and we are getting into game number 1. Let's go. Whew. Let us go. Game 1 is going to be on ByuN once again. Going to be loading into ByuN. Let's go. As we are jumping into our fresh first game. Let's catching up at the chat. Oh, also, yes. I did see the clip that Senju posted. Chicken Man, he's not wrong. Yo, you give me a time and I'll be awake to cast, or I suppose playing some StarCraft. Well, as always, I mean, there's a reason why we cast more than anyone else. We do all the casting at a detriment to ourselves at times. Speaking of, I think we have 2 more casts later on tonight, I believe, checking our calendar. So we're live with the KSL this morning. Later on this evening, we're going to be live with the Hatchery Cup, followed by the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. So we have 3 casts today, and then we have Sparkling Tuning Up tomorrow, and some more Brazilian circuit tomorrow as well. So plenty of content on the horizon. Plenty of StarCraft on the channel, as always, as always. As morning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Blue Terran player, representing Shopify Rebellion from South Korea. It is ByuN. And you know what time it is going to be Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do jump into our fresh best of 3 here in the quarterfinals. Let's go. Let us go. Now, coming into this, already some varying builds. We have an economic opener. We have a single gas ranks expand out of ByuN. Meanwhile, Bunny going for a double gas opener back across the map. So Bunny is being more aggressive and in a way being safer as well. So Bunny going for a faster factory, something more tech heavy. Meanwhile, ByuN is going for a faster command center, something more economic. So we already have varying builds here. Yep, there's that CC on location. Bunny going for that factory in the main. And it does mean that Bunny does have more aggressive options and more aggressive potential coming into game 1. With this, of course, Bunny can go into Reactor Reaper Hellion, he can go for early Cyclone drop, he can go for a committed tank drop as well, he can turn this into a 1/1/1 into Cloak Banshee. There are definitely options here for Bunny. We'll see what he goes for. Likewise, does scout on the right hand side, does skirt around the edge of the map. Ooh, as ByuN does shoot first. Yeah, oh god, ByuN shoots first. KDA charge, a bit of a friendly fire there on that Reaper. And Bunny, can he escape? Can he get out of here? Get away. And it looks like he should be able to regenerate HP. Yeah, he does regenerate. He should be able to get the hell out of here in time. And does escape, but a really rough start here as Bunny. He is denied any kind of scouting. It is so risky moving out with your first Reaper because not just the defender's advantage, but also you don't know if your opponent opens up double Reaper, reacted Reaper even as well, Reaper Hellion, like you don't really know what you're going into. So risky moves here by Bunny. He does pull away, but now he will reinforce with an extra Reaper and with a Hellion. So Bunny does reinforce. Now moving in. ByuN, he pulled back to the main. He's got his Marine reinforcements. Remember, he is not going into any additional Reapers. His Hellion comes out just in time. He does hunt down the Reapers. He gets one. He trades one for one. And he's going for the other as well. And he will... Oh, can he get it? Oh, as so far the Marines are falling. There we go. Trades out the Marines for the Marines for the Reapers. First Hellion dives into the main and gets a full scout. It's a full scout. Bunny is fully aware that ByuN went for something more economic. 2 SCVs go down, not bad. And Bunny, even though he will have a later expansion, he does take a slight worker lead. So worker lead for Bunny behind this, getting to his 1/1/1, going for some standard tank Raven production. Meanwhile, ByuN back across the map, going into more Bio, getting to his own, what should be Raven, getting to his own Raven production as well. I mean, this is kind of like the bread and butter of TVT, is going to be tank Raven, especially in the early game. So both players heading in the same direction. They got there in different ways, but they're heading in the same direction nonetheless. No crazy Banshee play, no early tank drop, no early Cyclone drop. We did get some safety Cyclones, and the safety Cyclones will keep us safe against committed Hellion aggression or Banshee play, like anything too assertive early on. Cyclone's just a really safe way to play this out. Here we go. As now we do have a bit of a lull. We have some downtime here in the game as both players are building up their tanks, both players building up their Ravens. We have our first player deviating. ByuN does go for the third TC here, so it does focus on his economy. And meanwhile, Bunny, what do we go for here? We can go for extra Raxes. We can go for a second starport and go for a 2-port, 2-base all in. Got options. Otherwise, can set up for a later expansion. Stim is on the way. Here comes the first move out from Bunny. Checking the unit count here. Both players have 2 Ravens. Both players have pretty equivalent armies right now. But Bunny is moving out. And we'll see what he can get done. As Bunny, he is unaware of the third TC. It's being cheeky. Does move in. There we go. Later third CC for Bunny. And Bunny, he will scan. He will spot the army. Going for the disable. He's going for it. He gets one. Gets one, but there's still 2 more tanks. And he will... Oh, not get the second disable. Not yet. He's holding on. Slowly pushing forward. Getting within range of the gas. Gas guys is under fire. Oh, ByuN shoots first. ByuN does shoot first with the Vikings, but Bunny does reinforce. Now moving in. Hunting down those Vikings. Nice volleys. Pulls back to the safety of his Cyclone. Still very tense. Bunny's still just rallying across the map. He's not going for the disable yet. Ooh, that Cyclone has to be so careful. It almost got within range. You can see the tank retarget. Boys are being pulled to repair. Is barely within range of the CC, actually. Uh-oh. So Bunny's gonna force ByuN's response. At least he's hoping to. Again, because of the tank, eventually ByuN has to probably pull the boys to break this position, but he's gonna be pushing into 5 tanks. There's the Siege. Yeah, there's the Siege. Does notice. Oh, disables going off. And late disables here from Bud. Oh, no, the Ravens! Ravens go down. And ByuN breaks out. He breaks out. One mistake, one misstep, and that's going to be it for Bunny's army. As Bunny will lose everything here. Ay, ay, ay. Bunny, he missed the Siege. He wasn't able to disable the tanks in time. We didn't get a single disable off. Yeah, ByuN, he was able to shoot first, and with that, ByuN, he snowballs out of control. He breaks through the main army, and now Bunny is in a world of hurt. He's in danger here. What does he have left? He has 1 tank. He has 1 tank to defend. Vikings, they land to tank those shots. The rest of the army's moving in, and there's no defense here. Not here, not anymore. Bunny had a really nice position, but it was all on a knife's edge. It was whoever was able to, or it was whether or not ByuN would go unscouted. And he did. And now the turrets have tabled. Tank within range of the CC. Pushing forward. No tanks on the low ground. Boys are being pulled into tank fire. Ay, ay, ay. And that's going to be, what, 21 SCVs already? Bunny, he will hold, but it will cost him every worker here. Oh, God. 30 SCV kills. Not like this. Not like... Oh, my apologies. As GG gets called, I do apologize for showing the wrong name on screen there, but ByuN does take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. ByuN not triple, but ByuN does take the game. Again, ByuN, he had so much momentum after breaking out. I mean, it was all on knife's edge. It was all about who would win that fight, who would shoot first, who would disable first, and it was ByuN. ByuN, he did go for that first mass disable. Unfortunately, Bunny, he missed the Siege. He barely did miss the Siege, and with that, he was not able to react in time, was not able to save any of his tanks. It was all over. It was all over then and there in one fight. GG. GG, well played. With that, that leads us into game 2. That leads us into Ley Lines. Ley Lines is going to be our second game here in this TVT, and we'll see if ByuN can close it out or if Bunny can fight back. Personally, I'm expecting an ace match. I'm expecting a back and forth, but the pressure is now on Bunny. Let's go. And speaking of spawning in the right corner of Ley Lines, we have the red Terran player. We have the South Green Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, or the blue Terran himself, the South Green Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. Here we go. As we are calming down, and we do move out across the map already here. So ByuN, he does fan out. I would imagine for a proxy Rax, you don't often SCV scout in TVT, so if an SCV moves out, it should be for a proxy. What's important though is that this is a very uncommitted proxy. We have 1 Rax at home, and we have 1 across the map. This is not 2 Rax Reaper. I mean, it is 2 Rax Reaper, but it's not proxy 2 Rax Reaper. 1 proxied, 1 at home. Now, okay, this is very middle of the road. Because Bunny is going for an economic opener, Bunny, he's going for a single gas into a faster CC. I do like this position for ByuN. This should not end the game, but this can get some damage done. This can maybe delay the CC. This can maybe pick off a Reaper. This can get some damage. So our eyes are on ByuN. As if there's a command center, Reapers are on the way, and we'll see if ByuN can delay. It's going to be the goal here. Will be the initial goal for ByuN. Reapers are amassing. we go. Reapers are moving out. We have 2 initially. We have 2 more behind this. And again, ByuN, he can overwhelm the first Reaper. More importantly, can he delay the CC? He can, and he will. There we go. CC is delayed. And just like that, ByuN got what he wanted. Ooh, more boys being pulled. He delays the factory as well. Massive pickup, delaying the factory. And this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand already here. 2 SCV kills. Factory still not quite rebuilt. As the SCV is idle. There we go. Does begin. Does begin once again. And again, the goal here for ByuN, delay the CC. Delayed for as long as possible. Now we have the CC on the way for ByuN. Back at home on location. ByuN diving in. Getting more SCV kills. Hellion is halfway done. And Bunny has to buy time for the Hellion, but it's too much. It's too much. It's too much already. 4 SCVs. 4 SCVs going down. Marine as well. Hellion will zone. Again, ByuN, he respects the Hellion. He does respect it. But GG. GG gets called. Again, there is never a way for Bunny to expand. And with that, ByuN will take the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Game-ending damage. Unfortunately, the factory was delayed. Unfortunately, no setup on the high ground either. And we gambled a little bit here. ByuN, he was hoping that Bunny would go for an economic opener. He was hoping for that low ground CC. If it was a double gas opener, then suddenly ByuN does no damage. ByuN, he wouldn't really have achieved too much at all there. So that's a bit of a rock, paper, scissors that does occur at times in TVT when it comes to the openers and what is strong against what. And here it was ideal for ByuN, as Bunny, again, was being a little bit greedier, was being more economic. GG. GG, well played with that. ByuN, he will claim the series, and ByuN will advance on into the next round. The question becomes, who is up against him next? Do we have a Protoss or Terran opponents? Let's find out. Let us find out. As we switch our scenes over and catch up on the chat. And catch up on the bracket. We have Cure versus Creator. Creator takes down Rebellion at 2-0. Does take him down. Here we go. But does take him down. Sorry, Creator does take down Rebellion 2-0. ByuN takes down a Bunny 2-0. So ByuN is waiting in the semifinals. herO also waiting in the semifinals, takes down Percival 2-0. And we have 2 matches currently ongoing. We have a Classic versus Estrella, and we have Cure versus Creator. So we still have 2 matches ongoing. I believe Steadfast and Chicken Man are covering the PvP between Classic and Estrella. So they got you covered with that Protoss versus Protoss. Meanwhile, we have our own Terran and Protoss matchup. Or at least I think we do. The reason why I say, okay, we do. Just making sure that we have everyone involved. Beautiful. Vitas are done, and up next we have game 1 between Cure and Creator. I was a little bit concerned that maybe someone was unavailable. A little bit concerned. But we good. Cure, Creator. Beautiful. Okay. Now, of course, this series will lead us into the lower semifinals. The series does go into ByuN. Here we go. We are jumping in. And again, this can go either way. I do rate Cure's TVP quite highly though. Like in my mind, Cure has the best server versus Protoss in South Korea. I say that just because Maru is currently he's been on a hiatus. He has been on a hiatus. He has been less active as of late, so it's hard to kind of rate Maru at the moment. But amongst all the others, like, amongst players like herO, Bunny, ByuN as well, like Cure, he has kind of the strongest and has had for quite some time. I'm sure partly because of Clem, like they're both teammates, they both do practice with each other quite often. That is known. And even before like Clem's rise to prominence, like Cure had the TVP. But here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Torches, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. It is a Creator. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is? It is a Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into Torches. And again, I haven't actually casted many games on Torches. Torches is the new Rush map. It is the new El Dorado, if you will. What do we have coming into Torches? We have gold minerals. We have a gold mineral wall that you can mine through to gain access to this center area of the map. What I will say is that this center area is smaller than El Dorado. The rush distance by ground and by air is much smaller than on El Dorado, so because that aggression can be favored, we have these center gold bases that you can rush into. I've yet to see a player actually take these bases and take these expansions. Not yet. You can also knock down these tumors, or the tumors do expire by themselves at around the 750 mark. They do expire, they do open up the center part of the map. Likewise, gold bases on the left hand side, and also a healing pad as well. We have yet to see the healing pad used, but it is available. Now, unlike on Persephone, this healing pad is open to all. What I mean by that, on Persephone, there are air blockers. There are air blockers on Persephone, so oracles and void rays and mutas and any kind of airbase unit cannot use that healing pad. That is different here on Torches. On Torches, the healing pad, anything can embrace it. Oh. Just bear that in mind. Likewise, we have our economic opener out of Cure going for a Rax expand. Meanwhile, Creator going for just a gate Cybercore into Nexus. Everything so far looking as it should. It's the zombie killer. Just watch the VOD. Well played. Hello, us brothers. Hello. Thank you. I practiced hard. I did a lot of customs. I did a lot of ladder, of course. When I say customs, I mean I was for my ZVT build, I was just non-stop just like making empty custom games and practicing the opener, just leaving, remaking, empty custom game, doing the opener. Like I was just drilling the hell out of it for like 24 hours. Really, for a couple of hours, I should say, for a couple of hours. Since yesterday. I was very nervous about it because I never had a clean opener. Like every game I made mistakes when it came to the ZVT build. Even during the match itself, I was making some mistakes. But it's all good. It's all good. Thank you. As we have our 1-1-1 follow-up, a Creator, he does dip in, he does confirm the initial opener here. He is aware of the faster command center, and Creator does open up very safely. This is very common for Creator. Basically, in TV or in PvT, there are 3 different tech pods you can go down: Twilight Council into Blink, Stargate into Phoenix or Oracle, or a robo-based opener, which is very safe. A very safe way to play here in this matchup. The robo allows for early observers. If you're up against something more committed and something more aggressive, you can make reactive immortals early on as well. And this also gives you access to early Colossus production. Speaking of, yep, there's the early immortals. So just really safe play here by Creator. The downside of this kind of style is that you lack map presence and kind of any kind of map control. We have the hallucinations to scout, but Blink is delayed. Twilight Council's on the way, but again, it's going to be delayed, a blink, a delayed, a gateway aggression, drop into the main, but last Creator, he does deflect, so far Creator defending very nicely. Does defend nicely. Hellion zips by. Oh! Getting into the bases, and we'll get one probe. One probe goes down. Drop rotating back over. Also, I should emphasize as well, shout out to ZombieGub as well. Shout out to ZombieGub. Had some really good games, and I also know that ZombieGub has had less time to actually ladder and to look to improve. I know that she's been traveling a lot. Recently came back from Japan. Shout out to Zobrigo for heading over to Japan. I believe spending time with her mother. Oh, as that is going to be a cancellation. Brutal pickup here. Cure forcing a cancel. Likewise, Creator, I mean, is pinning down this drop, but so far so good. The drop didn't get any economic damage in the main, but so far forcing a cancellation. Pretty strong start here for Cure. Behind this, of course, going into his own 3-1-1 setup, setting up his bio, his tanks. We have a Banshee follow-up. Interesting. What I find interesting about this is that this is very off timing. This is not a Banshee opener. It's after the medevac drop, right? It's after the drop play we have the Banshees coming in. Now, these are going to be cloakless Banshees, but Creator is not quite in position. One probe goes down, but we have the reactive warp in, and Curie has to respect it. Pulls away for now. Main army moving out, Cure pushing towards the third. I mean, he already forced one cancellation, and now he's here to potentially force another. Now, the rough thing here about this map is you can see this area in between the bases is quite open, quite abusable. Cure just wedging himself in between the natural and the third. Does siege, but a little bit late to siege. The Zelts dive on in. Dive on top of the tank's first tank is going to be targeted. We're running out of Zelts. The second tank barely goes down in time. Whew. And with that, Creator holds. Creator, he holds on again. It was a late siege from Cure. Creator able to close that distance, and with that, Creator is going to chase him down. And my apologies, I assumed it was going to be late blink at a Creator, and technically it is, but he went charge first. Went to charge, not blink. He will juggle in. He will chase down that Banshee. Nice control at a Creator. And now it's time for the counterattack. Now Creator, he has all the momentum here. He shut down the main army. What is there left? One tank. There's one tank on the high ground. There's one medevac. There's a couple of Marines. There's a Cyclone as well. Creator warping in. Creator going to be committing. And I don't know if we can hold on here. Cure. No bunkers. Does have SimCity. Points are being pulled. He wants that tank. Oh, can he focus him down? Going for the Cyclone first. Yeah, it does get the Cyclone, a tank thereafter. The boys are stuck here with the Stalkers. And Creator, he's done. Creator, he has done it at this point. There's no power units remaining. Going for the final warp in. Nice juggling here by Creator. More SCVs being pulled in. Yeah, Creator just being as efficient as possible. He does pull back with that Archon. Meanwhile, the Stalkers, they just pop off. 21 SCVs. 21 SCV kills. Cure, he's stuck here on 2 bases, is getting a third TC, but the economy has been crippled. And remember, Creator, he's on 3 bases. He's fully saturated on 3 bases. We have Storm finishing up, more Immortals on the way, Gateway Explosion as well. Creator, he punished Cure's push, and just like myself, I'm pretty sure Cure, he expected Blink as a follow-up. What I mean by that is that these charge-based openers, and what I mean by that, again, we went Immortal into charge, they're designed to be very safe, and they're designed to punish an aggressing player. Speaking of, I mean, Cure, that's exactly what he was. Cure, he committed, he sent it right down the middle. That's exactly what Zealots want. They want to fight you out in the open like that. If we had a Blink-based opener instead, it would have been a very different dynamic, I should say. With that, Cure, he backs up. Creator claiming a 4th. We'll be up 2 bases. Observers in position to get eyes on any kind of a triangular third. And right now the pressure is on Cure. So Cure, he has a lot of catching up to do. The gateways, they just finished up, so soon we can start to embrace all these gateways, get into the warp-ins, mass up an army. Their base is kicking in. And we'll see what Creator can get done. So he's got a triple drop towards the left-hand side. Likewise, double drop into the main. There are some units in position. And there is a warp in. Barely. Not quite. Warps in 1 Zealots. Yo, Marauders, they go for the tech, they go for the Temple Archives. Not bad. The Archives goes down, and Creator pushing right down mid, pushing towards the natural. The SimCity not going to make things easy for the Zealots to push in, but there are no tanks or no Widow Mines. Just a just a Bio army. Zealot warping back at home. Decent Storm on Marauders. Takes down the Ghost Academy. Ay. Ghost Academy goes down. Likewise, nice concave here from Cure. Cure stems in, and again, there are no Zealots here to buffer. We get an okay Storm, but not ideal. Nice EMP here on the High Templar. Where are the reinforcements? We need them. Another storm on the right-hand side. Here he has to back off. Sorry, Creator has to back off. Let's pull away. Creator pulls away. Nice snipe on the medevac. Gets both. Both medevacs go down. Creator, he backs the hell off. Forced to engage, but he will lose the prism. Yeah, Warping gets denied. And Creator, he's overextending so hard right now. He has to get the hell out of here. He will lose everything. And meanwhile, Zealous, they do pick away at the third base. They deny mining, but Cure's all in. Cure, he's all in. Again, Creator, he had a really rough fight. Partially because, if you recall, he had to warp in defensively, right? He warped in defensively, so his reinforcements were delayed. Likewise, the storms were less than ideal. Like, the storms were lackluster. And with that, Cure, he's back in this. He takes a better fight. He has gained map control, pushing over and rotating over towards the fourth. Creator, he has to rebuild from scratch. He lost his Immortals, lost his Archons. Likewise, Temple Archives has to be rebuilt. The Bay as well. 0 splash damage for Creator. Just have Zealous. There we go. He does have charge lots. This is what was missing in the fight earlier. It's a massive amount of charge lots. Yeah, speaking of, he wants those ghosts. He gets one. Takes down one of the ghosts. Now, what's important about these Ghost Snipes is that the Ghost Academy was killed earlier, was destroyed, and never rebuilt. It was never rebuilt. So what you see is what you get. How many ghosts we have? 2. Oh my god, the healing pad. That's the same visual effect as the feedback. So I was like, where's the High Templar? Where are the feedbacks on the ghosts? But shout out to Q actually making use of the healing pad. First time I've seen it used here on Tokamak. Sorry, on Torches. Meanwhile, as Creator, he pushes down mid, we do see Cure going for a massive Doom drop. Let's go diving into the main. Do we have a recall? Do we commit to the base trade? Creator, we have to make a choice. Main base under fire. Creator, he busts into that. He has to go. He's going for the main. Going for the kill. Kills off some Zealots. There are reinforcements on the high ground. Storm grazes the army, again mainly connecting with Marauders. Storm's not ideal. The main base is getting completely depowered. That's all the production, that's all the tech. We have a Robo here at the natural. We have 1 gateway at the natural as well. There's not much production. Oh, nice Storm! Oh god, oh no, he takes the Storms to the face! The Storms! The move command in! Yo, Creator, he's done it. Creator, even with this statement, the Colossus is gonna go down, don't get me wrong. Not even, it barely survives. GG gets called, and Creator, he will survive. He will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Creator, he does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if Cure can bounce back. Let's go. Haven't googled, but was the GSL qualifiers today? No, the GSL qualifiers were last week. GSL qualifiers, they were last weekend, and over the past couple of days, different casters have been going over the replays. So I think Zombregub did the replay cast like the day after. I think maybe Steadfast did like a replay cast a couple of days ago, and I think Wardy did a replay cast last night. So the games happened a week ago, and ever since then, different casters have been going over the replays. That's most likely what you saw is Wardy's replay cast. He did it again last night. We won't do ours until next week. Like, our week has just been so busy. We've been covering so much StarCraft, and also the Big Brain Batch show match. So because of the show match, we took it a little bit light this week. We won't be going over the replays until next week. Till next week. So we're gonna be a little bit later here on the Cranky Ducklings with the GSL replays, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Should be before the GSL season, regardless. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Blue Protoss player, the Blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. But yeah, we have a bit of a backlog of things to cover. Like, for example, we have the GSL qualifiers. We have Euthermal's 2v2 cast, his 2v2 tournament. We have Little League Cup. We were going to be casting Little League Cup and Scarlet's games yesterday. But again, we had the big brain bouts, so we did postpone Little League Cup. There's something else I'm forgetting. Kung Fu Cup as well. StarCraft Evolution League. Like, there's a backlog alongside everything that we're casting live, of course. So we have some catching up to do over the next like 2 weeks. We'll do our best. We'll do our best. There's just so much StarCraft going on. It doesn't help as well that we were speaking to Euthermal and he wants to do his next 2v2 tournament like in 2 weeks, like really soon. So that's another thing they have to do. Replays. I caught the last of it with Rainer herO. Look live. Thanks for the answer. Yep. Just to clarify again, and this will be for future and even previous GSLs, there hasn't been a live cast of GSL qualifiers in years. I think the last time was in Heart of the Swarm. Actually, I think technically the last time we had live coverage of the GSL qualifiers was when No Regret and Scarlet and all the foreigners were in Korea in the foreigner team house. I think back then they used to live stream like the venue. They used to live stream like with their phones and stuff, like the venue itself, and they'd give like live updates and like over the shoulder cameras. But I think that's the last time we've ever had any live coverage from GSL qualifiers. Outside of that, and since then, it's all just replays. It's always been replays. But yeah, that was back when that was pre-COVID. That was back in like 2017, 2018-ish era of StarCraft, when like No Regret and Scarlet and Sort of and all the others were in Korea together. Now that we have our Twilight Council opener. Okay, Twilight Council opener out of Creator does mix it up. As a reminder, last game he went for a Robo opener, something more safer, but that makes sense on Torches. Remember, Torches is the rush map in the map pool. Fun fact, welcome to Tokamak. This is the macro map of the map pool. We have this, I want to say that this is the map with the most secure 4-base setup. Where we have choke points coming into them, we have ramps as well, we have rocks in between the bases. A lot of the other maps are more open and more accessible. I'm thinking of Pylon, I'm thinking of Persephone, I'm thinking of Maganatha as well, where they all have more open areas and more attack paths and more angles to move in. Tokamak, I feel like, is the most defensive one, even though it's not the largest. Like, Maganatha is the largest map in the new map pool, but Tokamak, I would say, is more defensive and more defendable. And with that, we have Creator going for his own Twilight Council into Blink, Robo follow behind this. And we just see the Creator, how many gateways does he throw down? So far, he's going for a 2-gate Blink opener. Now, we could throw down extra gateways, or we could go for, a faster third. This makes sense. Because of how large and how defensive this map is, this is a very greedy build by Creator. 2-gate Blink into a third. So, a much more economic opener out of our Protoss player. Meanwhile, Cure going and opening with a Mind Drop. Now, this isn't really designed to get damage done. This is designed for scouting. This is designed to get into these mineral lines, to boost on in, and to not really get damaged, but to get a read on what's happening. I will say, though, he already knows. Like, he saw the 3rd base, so he knows 2-gate Blink, 3rd base. He already is aware. Medivac spoke in. Creator is in position, and Creator, he does react in time. Baits out 2 mine shots with 1 probe. You don't see that too often. So with that, Creator, he defends very nicely. The Medivac almost goes down, is 1 shot away from falling. At the same time, Heli does slip into the main, gets a full scout as well, just ensuring that there's nothing crazy going on. And Creator secure. Creator, he's looking strong here in game 2. Behind this, Cure going for his own 3-1-1 follow-up. We have Raven for some harass. We have Stim on the way. This time, we're not spending any resources on Banshees. If you recall, we were mentioning how the Banshee follow-up last game was designed to try to catch Creator off guard. But remember, the Banshees, they killed 1 probe. Like, the Banshees did not pay for themselves last game. That also added to Cure falling behind. I mean, Cure was quite committed. Oh! Medivac goes down. Meanwhile, Blink is done. Nice clean up here. So Creator, he shuts down both the medevac and the window mines for 2 probes. So 2 probes go down. A clean defense here by Creator. Behind this gateway explosion, we have 5 more gates on the way, and this has been very trendy here in the meta of PvT. I would say that this is maybe a little bit unnecessary on this map, but we're going into +1 and we're going into charge before Colossus. Back in the day, you used to go blink into splash damage. Here we're delaying Colossus and delaying any kind of splash damage in favor of mass charge slots and +1. Now this should still lead into Colossus, but delayed Colossus production instead, and a more heavily reliance here on a ground toss army. And this is designed to punish a move out. If Cure were to push, then he would get swallowed up completely. I say if Cure were to push, Prison tells us that Creator, he wants to be the aggressor instead. There's that bait that we spoke about. Again, delayed Colossus. Usually in a more standard game, or at least in the previous meta, you'd get Colossus first. But because Terran players became so aggressive and so assertive, it became more viable and safer as well to go for delayed Colossus instead. And they go into faster charge. He will threaten a dive. He gets spotted. And he should get out. So there we go. Does boost away. Raven, ooh, it will barely survive as well, getting into the natural, and Kira's going for a split push. We have the main army pushing towards the would-be 4th, and again, a very exposed 4th base here for Creator. He doesn't take the more secure base on the right-hand side. It's going to be cancelled. It's going to be cancelled. Creator, he's out of position. A full replacement for the expansion. Likewise, 5 probe kills to the Raven. Oh my god, jeez. As the Prism does survive, we'll take 1 shot to the face, drop into the main. Again, Creator being pulled apart here. He does survive the push, but he is stuck on 3 bases. He needs a 4th, and there's the recall. There's the recall. Boost is on cooldown. Creator moving in. But this is still a rough trade for Creator. Yeah, there's just so much bio, and he's just being torn apart here. 13 probes. Ay, ay, ay. Nice trades here for Cure. Takes down some of the Zealots. We'll boost away. Does boost away, and the drop play continues. And Creator still going for this base. The problem with this expansion is it's so spread out. It's so isolated compared to all the other bases. So there's no shot for Creator to save this. There's no way for him to hold on to that base. Instead, he's going for a big counterattack. Back at home, Cure, he has nothing to protect his 3rd. That's how aggressive Cure is being. He's being, in a way, overly aggressive. There's almost nothing in the... say almost nothing. We have reinforcements at the natural. 3rd base is exposed, but we're going to be fine. Drop comes in, looking for a cancel, and he should force that cancel. There it is. Double drop towards the natural, Raven in towards the main. And Creator is being torn apart. He's being torn apart here. He doesn't counterattack, he doesn't punish the 3rd. There was potential for that Zealot run by, but didn't go for it. And again, a lot of these maps are new as well, of course. It is the new map pool, so a lot of players have less experience on these maps as well. This Creator does keep attempting to expand. Drop comes back in, another 4 probes. Ay, ay, ay. Again, death by 1,000 cuts, but 1 medevac finally goes down. Not just 1! Gets both. Okay. Okay, Creator, I see you. Takes down both medevacs, not bad. How many Colossus? 3. 3 Colossus. Now, a couple of things. Because Cure has been so aggressive, because he's been going for non-stop drop play, the Viking count is quite low. It's a low Viking count. How many Vikings? 4. 4 Vikings for Cure, so this army can still wreak havoc. Creator, he is struggling economically, but his main army is strong and he's moving in. He's basically all in. He's here to break the 3rd. We'll see if he can. Does he have a prism? Does he have a prism? Oh, it's quite far back. Is far back. Boys are being pulled. Nice kiting here from Creator. Force fields as well. He kites back, takes down the mineral line. 12 SCV kills. So far, so good. Takes down the mineral line here. Evens up the economy. Likewise, diving in. Takes out one of the Vikings. More boys are being pulled. And Cure, despite his drop play, has he poked the bear? Did he dig too deep? Ah, no. As the Colossus wipes up brutal. There we go. One Colossus goes down. The second Colossus should be falling as well, but the Zealots get on top of the army. Oh, he's diving in. Can he clean this up? We're running out of Zealots. Uh-oh. Oh, but still one Colossus. Still, no, there was one Colossus. And with that, a very close fight, but last it does cost Cure 47 SCVs. Even if he forces back the army, he lost everything in the process. And he won't force us back. That's going to be a kill on the command center. Not a lift in time. Meanwhile, the fourth base finally got up and running for Creator. In the end, he didn't need it. In the end, he did not need it. Cure, he was just spending so much supply being aggressive that I mean, again, his Viking production was more delayed. His army was struggling to actually build up as he was spending a lot of supply across the map. And one good fight is all Creator needed. And he did it. He did it. He killed the CC. He killed 2 mineral lines worth of SCVs. And now Creator, he has a lead. Now he does have an economic lead. When it comes to his army is still rebuilding. He's got 1 Colossus, he has 1 Immortal. Doesn't have too much to work with, but in a longer game, as the game settles, Creator, he can recover faster. Now Cure is not out of this. As Cure, he has potential. I mean, we've seen him with the drops already here. Speaking of drop play though, Creator gets into the mineral line, warping into the main. At the same time, Creator still not quite at the 4th base. Not again! For the, what, 3rd, 4th time? Again, this base... Wait, just expand on the right-hand side, Pappy. Just expand away from the Terran. God damn it. Like, you can't take this base as a 4th. It's just not happening. It's not happening, Pappy. Yay. As Curie's boosting into the main. With a pretty committed drop, does force a recall. Ooh, does force that recall. Drop is still being active. Headed for the 4th base once again, catching the mineral line. Oh my god. Getting another 10 probes, not bad. Another 10 workers go down. Oh my god. As a bit of it gets sniped. And Creator, deja vu. After the defense, after losing a 4th base, time to counterattack. Time to just break out across the map. Stalker's moving out as well. And Cure, he doesn't have much at home. He has successful drop play. Does a lot of damage, but defensively here, he's not ready. And Creator is coming in for the kill. We have a decent concave, but GG gets called. The writing is on the wall, and Creator, he will take the series 2-0. Advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to your Creator. He will claim the series. He will advance on to the next round to face off against another Terran opponent. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Creator, as ByuN has been patiently waiting. So up next we have ByuN stepping into the ring. Cure's had a hard time with TVP. I would disagree. I said this before. I would say that Cure, he has some of the best TVP in the world. I would rate Cure's TVP higher than ByuN, higher than Bunny. Second only to Clem, I would say. It's quite strong. When it comes to the games themselves, again, like, he was popping off. Like Cure, he was all over Creator, just punishing him, pulling him apart. Partly I would say maybe because of the new maps as well, but Creator did a great job defending. Game 1, if you recall, he went for a robot opener into safety immortal production, into charge, not into blink stalker. So very safe play from Creator in game 1, which did find a lot of success. In game 2, we had Creator being more greedy, being more economic, and for that he was punished, right? He was punished quite hard by the non-stop drop harassment. That is true, but unfortunately Cure, because he was spending so much harassing and being aggressive, he wasn't quite able to pull off that defense. Props to Creator, because even though he was losing probes, he was slowly building up the Colossus count, right? He built up to 3 Colossus despite all the drop play, despite all the aggression, and he was able to still must drop 1 big push, and did break him in the end. GG. GG, well played. With that, Creator, he does advance on to face off against ByuN in the next round, and we'll see who will make it to the grand finals. Let's go. Let us go. Now, ByuN, he has a more aggressive form of TVP. Just to talk about the players here a little bit. Cure and ByuN, they have different ways of approaching this matchup. I say different ways. ByuN, he's very fond of delaying Vikings, kind of like Cure in game 2. very similar to Cure in Game 2. Like Cure Game 2, he was playing like ByuN, where ByuN, he likes to delay Vikings, he likes to emphasize medevac production, and he likes to emphasize drop play. That's like his bread and butter. Not saying that ByuN will do that every game, but that is what he does enjoy. So depending on the maps, depending on the veto process, some maps may be more accessible and may kind of favor that style a little bit more. We'll see. We'll see what the veto process looks like and where we end up. But yes, that game 2 that we saw between Creator and Cure, that's kind of what we expect out of ByuN and Creator as well. But we'll keep an eye on him. Maybe I just watched herO bullying him lately. Yeah, I mean, herO, I say arguably, I think maybe with more certainty, I can say that herO's like the best Protoss in the world. Like herO, he's even been recently bullying Clem. And I would say that above Cure, Clem has the best TVP in the world, right? So it's always important to like bear that in mind, to contextualize things, where if someone's losing to herO, again, you don't get better than herO. At times you can make an argument for MaxMax, but MaxMax has a different style than herO is what I will say. And again, like recent results from herO has been crazy. But like regardless if you say herO is 1 or 2, like still like you don't get much better than that, right? So yeah, it's one of those things where losing to someone like herO, or even losing to someone like MaxMax, there's no shame in that. Oh, this is when you come out with a hot take, be like, nah, herO, he's top 3 Protoss. Who's number 1? Clem. True. True, papi, true. Clem with his PVT. Not wrong, not wrong. Oh no. As vetoes are underway. Vetoes are underway. And it looks like our players need some time. They are asking for a break here. Understandable, they're asking for a couple of minutes. So we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will have ByuN versus Creator. Shouldn't be too long, but take this time. Take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get ready here for our semis. Recency bias. Yeah, recency bias is a big thing. It is not uncommon where I think we spoke about this earlier this week, where I think Clem lost to herO this week, and well, no, sorry, last week. Clem lost to herO last week, and people were like, "Yo, is like Cure now the better Terran or something?" Like the like washed, basically the washed meme. You know, it's like guys, like like Clem literally just beat herO the week before, and I want to say, didn't Clem win the Wardy TV like Spring Championship as well? So yeah. But definitely, like if you watch like a match, like the recency bias does kick in at times and can definitely shade your perception on players, just because of what happened like this week, for example, like in a weekly tournament. It's always important to bear that in mind, but always important to, you know, just have that macro view of what's happening amongst the players. Always important. But for now, we're going to be going on that short break, so we'll be back soon with some more StarCraft, with the semifinals. See you soon. See you soon, baby. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Korean StarCraft League, the KSL number 74. Welcome to the semi-finals. And I just checked the bracket. I just caught up, but the upper semis has concluded already, actually. We already have a player in the finals, herO. I should wind it back a little bit. Classic took down Australia 2-1. herO took down Classic 2-0, and herO is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this very series. And we're about to find out who will face off against herO in those finals. Let's go. As spawning in the right hand corner of Ley Lines, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. It is Creator. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our Terran versus Protoss. Once again, let's go. Let us go. So chat to herO. Yo, those upper semis were insanely fast. I was not expecting them to wrap up so quickly. So those are some very fast PvPs taking place between Australia, Classic, and herO. Already wrapped up, already concluded. So we have 3 players left and 2 series remaining in the broadcast. We have the semis and then the grand finals thereafter. Let's go. Let us go. As we are settling in. Congrats on the big rain bouts today. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Quick game. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Again, all the hard work paid off. Thank you. As double gas opener here out of ByuN. So double gas means a faster factory, delayed CC from our Terran player. Meanwhile, Creator back at home going for his own standard opener, Gate Cyber Expand. So standard opener out of Creator, something more tech heavy here by ByuN. Now this can lead into a couple of different things. This can lead into Reactor Reaper Hellion. This can lead into early Cyclone aggression, early tank aggression. This can lead into Banshee play as well. So we'll see where ByuN takes us, and we'll see what damage he's able to achieve for delayed expansion. Remember, he's opting to delay his CC in favor of this build, in favor of the factory and the fastest starport. Now ByuN, he does scout, he does check his 3rd and 4th locations, making sure there is no proxy. Meanwhile, it is going to be Reactor Reaper Hellion. Now, when it comes to this opener, the goal here is for economic damage. The goal here is to build up your Reaper Hellion and bust into a mineral line. Is to race past the first Stalker, race past the would-be wall. We can see there is no wall off here at the natural, and to try to get some economic damage done. Meanwhile, very safe opener out of Creator. Remember, we saw this in Game 1 on Torches against Cure. It is a Robo opener. Once again, to reiterate, if you weren't here for it, a Robo opener means faster observers for scouting, and also access to faster immortals for a more robust and safe start to the game. The downside is you have no map control, unlike with a Blink Stalker opener, where you have Blink Stalkers gaining control and containing the Terran. That won't be possible here for Creator. Likewise, there's no Phoenixes, for example, with a Stargate opener, to likewise deal economic damage into Nitro play. Meanwhile, the Reapers are rushing in, as you mentioned. Oh, the Force Field, very nice play. The Force Field locks down the wall, and Creator holds. Whew, oh boy. Very tense moment there. As we mentioned, ByuN, the purpose of this opener was to get into a mineral line, and he is denied. He's denied entrance into the natural. We do fully wall off, and Creator holds. Creator, he holds on. There we go. Safety Immortal is on the way, going for the Twilight Council follow-up. Now, if you remember in Game 1, this led into Charge, so we're expecting Charge once again from Creator. Behind this, Banshee. So now we know the faster gas, the faster factory into faster Banshee production. So Banshees are on the way. Quickly checking the upgrades here. No cloak. So no cloak, just vanilla Banshees. Vanilla Banshees here out of ByuN. ByuN still, I mean, he at least retains the army, right? He's looking for another way in. He does scout the timing of the 3rd. But he is not dealing any more damage than that. Just scouting information. So far when it comes to the openers, Creator has had a stronger start. He's had a stronger start so far, but alas, it's not over yet. ByuN, because he retained the army, he can always go back into a mineral line. Likewise, the Banshee does make its way towards the natural, where there are Stalkers in position, and detection is not required. Remember, there's no cloak. There's no cloak. The Observer saw everything. As the observer, he's here outside of the main. Ooh, meanwhile, late control their late reaction from ByuN, bleeding out a Hellion and a Reaper. Hellion Reaper goes down. ByuN back at home, building up on 2 bases. Getting to his own 3-1-1 setup. And as he's building up, as you mentioned, yep, charge. As I mentioned, it's going to be charge with an Archon follow-up, delayed Blink Stalkers out of Creator. And we mentioned this last time, this is designed to this is designed to punish early aggression from the Terran. And ByuN, he's known for being aggressive. He's known for being aggressive. To have a stim on the way, +1. Now, ByuN, he shouldn't push without these upgrades, so we're going to be waiting at home. We're waiting back at home for these upgrades to finish, and because ByuN has to wait for the upgrades, it will allow Storm to complete. Let's go. Storm is on the way. And again, Creator, despite having that War Prism, he's just chilling back at home. He's just chilling, getting his third base up and running, getting it saturated, skipping Warpins in favor of Tech. Again, the army for Creator is nothing to really write home about, but he's in no danger. He's in no danger here. Now, the Observer was sniped, so Creator's in the dark. This probe is very important here, just keeping eyes on any kind of move out towards the south side. And here it comes. Here comes the Mass on Siege. Stim is done. Combat Shields will finish by the time the army gets across the map. Medevacs are on the way. This is a borderline 2-base all-in. No third TC. ByuN. Does he pull the boys? Does he pull the boys with this? As here we go. Does march across the map. He's going to have Stim. Combat Shields +1. The hallucination does confirm this. Creator knows. Creator, he knows he's getting in position. Third CC on location, so ByuN, he does not pull the boys. But this is a very late expansion for ByuN. He needs to make this worth it. He needs to get damage done with this. As he moves out, he is spotted by Creator. He is spotted. Storms are in the prism. He has 3 high tap. Oh my god, massive storm! Yeah, storm pops up. That's 1, that's 2, and there's 1 storm left. And ByuN, he's running out of steam here. Yeah, GG gets called. The quote-unquote all-in fails, and Creator, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Creator, he does take a lead in the series. Again, this is just hyper safe, hyper defensive play by Creator, and just like game 1 versus Cure, here, game 1 versus ByuN, the Terran player, he does exactly what Creator wants. He's just hyper aggressive, hyper committed. I mean, that's what ByuN is known for, right? That's what ByuN is known for. He's known for being in the face of the Protoss. He's known for, at times, delaying economy in favor of aggression. And with that, plays right into Creator's hands. GG. GG well played. Creator shuts him down. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. That's an early GG. ByuN, he lost the fight, and ByuN was borderline all-in. Like, ByuN, he had to get damage done with that. We were emphasizing at the time, right? It was a stim timing with +1, with combat shields, and we emphasized that there was a very, very late third base. So we were, as ByuN was pushing, we were trying to emphasize the fact that ByuN, he had to get damage done with that, and he found no damage. Remember, there was still 1 more storm available. Like, the army did nothing. The army did nothing. GG. GG, well played. So, with that, a Creator does take the game. Late third, yeah, intentionally late. Like, it was intentionally like a very aggressive build. Again, that's, if you remember, that's why I was like, does he pull the boys with this? Like, that's how late the third was. It's like basically 2-base all in. That's why we brought up pulling the boys. But with that, GG well played, and now we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can adjust to his opponent. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is Creator. I mean, if you can take down Cure, you can take down ByuN. Creator, he does have a lead in the series, and we'll see if ByuN will shift gears. Again, the way that the creator is playing, he wants ByuN to be aggressive. He wants ByuN to delay his natural, to delay his third base. But do you see what I see? One gas. One gas, guys, and welcome once again to Tokamak. As we mentioned previously in Game 2 between Creator and Cure, Tokamak, I would say, is probably one of the safest and defensive maps you can get into. Does allow you to take a more secure third and fourth base. I say that, if you remember in the last series, Creator, he kept taking the exposed isolated fourth and he got punished, so he never took it. He never really took the fourth base and never really got up and running. I'm hoping the Creator takes the linear fourth instead this time, as it is easier to secure, but we'll see. It's going to be up to Creator, as ByuN does go for the CC on the low ground. So this time, economic opener. I like this. After game 1, I appreciate that it's going to be an economic start. Now, because ByuN is going for an economic opener, and because we're loading into Tokamak, I expect Creator to open up Link. I don't expect a robo opener. As you mentioned, robo openers are very safe. They're very safe. They're very secure. They allow you to defend against all-ins. Here, we expect Twilight Council, even 2-gate Blink, into a faster third, which is the same build that Creator went for last time on this map. So we're expecting something more economic out of Creator this time. And we're gearing up towards the mid game. Like already, we're kind of heading in that direction. I guess we've yet to confirm the tech, so we'll keep an eye on Creator for his tech of choice. Technically, you could try to open up Stargate, but Creator, he doesn't really come off as a Stargate heavy kind of player. Stargate play is usually reserved for large maps. I'm thinking Maganatha, right? I'm thinking Maganatha. I'm thinking potentially Tokamak as well, potentially. But as we can see, Twilight Council. So Twilight Council opener out of Creator. He's going for a Blink-based opener, and again, we're expecting 2-gate Blink into a faster third. That's what we're expecting coming into this. Meanwhile, Creator, he does move out and gets an eye on saturation, keeping tabs here on ByuN. And you can also see here, ByuN, no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout either, no nothing across the map. ByuN, he skips Reapers, going Marine opener into Hellion. Now, there's a reason why there's only one. Only one Hellion. This is the Scout. It's a very late Scout for ByuN, but this is what you typically do when you're being greedy and when you're on these larger maps. So really late Scout, but early on, there's nothing to Scout anyway. So ByuN moves out, and again, the purpose of this Hellion is not damage. Its only purpose to scout the tech. Pokes in. Ooh, ByuN is going to be zoned away for now. Do you have that second gateway? Robo follow-up. ByuN forced back by the Adepts. Back at home, getting to his own drop play. Now, this isn't just a Widowmine drop. This is a Widowmine Marine drop. This is a little bit more committed. This is a opener that Maru and ByuN popularized, like a year ago, maybe over a year ago at this point. Now, the purpose of this drop, as opposed to a regular Widowmine drop, is specifically to kill probes. And you do want to preserve the mine. So you don't want to waste the Widowmine on workers. You want to use the Widowmine to zone away the Stalkers and Marines. They focus on as many workers as they can. And remember, this is a greedy build by Creator. 2-gate Blink into a third. But ByuN, he's going for the third base. He reveals his hand. Can he force a cancel? Uh-oh. Can he force a cancellation? Zones away the probe. Base under fire. Stalkers try to respond. There's a cancellation. Nicely done. No economic damage, no probe damage, but a denial nonetheless. So nice start here for ByuN. Remember, this is 2-gate Blink. This is very economic. There's not really much to work with here. The purpose of this opener is to get a faster expansion, and the Creator is denied that base. So a very nice start here for ByuN. Very nice. This will delay Creator. And Creator can't punish, because again, Creator, he has no gateways, right? Like, he has no way to punish, no way to necessarily try to move out. So ByuN, he pulls away. He pulls away back home. We have a 3-1-1 follow-up. Now, ByuN has a choice to make. Right now, ByuN is in a really good position. Like, he just canceled the third. That means the economy is late. The production is already late here for Creator as well. ByuN, he might go for a 2-base all-in is available. It's possible. We'll see if ByuN is tempted. We'll see if he commits, or if he slows things down, gets a third CC, and goes towards a longer game state. Say that he's already pushing. He's already moving out. Creator, he does spot this, but does he notice? He's distracted. He's distracted by the Raven. Raven goes down. Ooh, big pickoff. But I don't think Creator noticed. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think you noticed the move out. Now, this push is actually happening before Stim. This is hyper aggressive out of ByuN. The main bulk of the damage here in this army is not the Marines, it's the tanks. Like, the Marines are only here to buffer. And creator, he missed the move out. He missed it. Like, it was within vision, but he was distracted by the Raven. He was distracted. ByuN, he sneaks up on the base, and there's nothing here. There's nothing to defend. We mentioned earlier that because the third base was denied, like, it was tempting to go for an aggressive push, and ByuN, he goes for it. He goes for it, he punishes. Shield battery gets depowered. Boy's being pulled away, and this base is going to go down. It's going to go down. If this base falls, that's almost game. That's almost game then and there. Gets the mineral line. Nexus crumbles. It's going to be 10 probe kills. The Nexus as well. And ByuN, he can back off from here. He's perfectly fine. He's gonna keep trading though. Going for the immortal. Up. Oh, barely doesn't get it, but he does punish. Stim is now done. As Stim is complete, takes down the immortal, takes down the stalkers. The punish is brutal here. And ByuN, he snowballs out of control. He snowballs out of control. Again, it all began with the denied third. That allowed for the push to actually pop off, to actually overwhelm. That was the first domino that did fall. And with that, creator's all in. With that creator at this point, he's all in. As he just never got a third base up and running. Neither did ByuN, but ByuN, he doesn't need a third. Like, and he has one on the way. Like, ByuN, he has the greater economy on 2 bases because of mules. Typically, the Protoss wants to be up a base compared to the Terran, and that is not happening. It's not happening, not here. Stim's on 4, takes down the Stalkers. Creator does not have an army. He's warping in some zealots here, desperately so. And he will trade efficiently with these charge lots. But again, there's just an overwhelming amount of Marines, of Marauders, more medevacs have arrived to sustain everything. Oh no, the Prism! Oh my god, does get away. Yeah, it does get away in time, but GG gets called. There's nothing left, and ByuN, he will tie the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. Again, it all began with that first Marine drop across the map. We spoke about how we expected economic builds all around, and that's what we got at the Creator. Creator, he went for a very greedy build, 2-gate blink into a third base on a relatively safe map to do this on, but ByuN was able to punish. He was able to punish so hard with his first drop across the map. After he canceled the third, that made it easier to push out with his tanks to kill the third base thereafter. Also, Creator was distracted. Just to emphasize once again, Creator, he was dealing with a Raven at the time, and as he was dealing with the Raven, that's when the army pushed, and that's when he barely missed the move out. I mean, I say he missed it. The Stalker saw the move out, he did not. So with that, the third goes down. That was game. That was game then and there. And now we're loading into Persephone as the ace match. Let's go. So Creator, he gets punished for his greed, and now we're loading into a smaller map. So now that we load into a smaller map, I would not be surprised if Creator goes for another Robo Opener, just like game 1. It would make sense here. Like, we saw that Creator, he attempted to be greedy. He was punished for that greed. Now we're loading into a smaller map, a more aggressive map. We expect more defensive play. Really, my eyes are going to be on ByuN to see how he adjusts throughout the course of the series. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Blue Protoss player from South Korea being forced into a tied series, into the ace match. It is Creator. Now, the biggest mind game would be for ByuN to go for a faster expansion, right? It's like that's what I'm curious by here. Like, ByuN, he in a way has momentum in this series. He has options to go for some mind games here. Again, we're expecting a Robo Opener out of Creator, but ByuN, what do we go for? But now, welcome one all to Persephone. As we mentioned, Persephone is a more aggressive map. It is a smaller map compared to Tokamak, compared to Pylon, compared to Maganatha, and Incorporeal. Persephone is one of the more smaller aggressive maps. Rush distance by ground is shorter. It's also very direct as well. There are some healing pads, there are some gold bases. There's a lot going on here when it comes to Persephone, but short rush distance by air and short rush distance bike ground as well. Not as short as torches, I should emphasize. This is not the smallest map in the map pool or the most aggressive map by any means, but more so than some of the others. Yeah, there we go. Single gas ranks expand here by ByuN. There it is, CC on location. He even cancels the Marine to make the CC. So very greedy here by ByuN. This is almost the greediest build you can go for. I would say the greediest build is CC first, which is crazy, but here ranks expands without a Marine, greedy enough. Now, Creator, he could go for a very safe opener like a Robo. He could go for a very middle of the road opener like 3-gate Blink. True, he could go 3-gate Blink into Double Gas into Colossus before a third base. There are options here for Creator, for sure. There are options. Likewise, ByuN, settling in. Just settling in. Remember, no Reaper, no Hellion, no scouting, no SCV scouts, no scouting yet, until the Hellion arrives, just like last game. Sentry opener out of Creator. Does open Sentry. So just messing with my mouse settings. We're good, we're good. So we have our Sentry with that, we have Hallucination across the map, and yep, as we mentioned at the start of the series, or sorry, at the start of the game, we expected a Robo opener. So Robo opener here at a Creator, very safe play, just like game 1. Very safe opener here. But remember, ByuN went for something more economic, so Creator is playing safe, ByuN is being greedy. Behind this, getting ready for an earlier drop, interesting. Hallucination going to be focused down, Cyclone is revealed. Medevac is on the way. And we're going for early tank, early Marine drop. Bold move here by ByuN. Bold move. We'll see what he can get done. As he's moving out with his Cyclone and his Marine drop. Does fan out. Back at home, Creator, he has a wall ready. Once again, Sentry with a force field at the natural. Drop into the main. Medevac's in position. Again, they focus on the Marines. They go for the Medevac. Oh my god, they really don't get it. Nice control there by ByuN, but the Medevac does go down. Yeah, and with that, Creator, he will hold, he will defend. I say that gets 1 probe kill. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. Nice sacrificing out of ByuN. Can he get 4? Oh, barely not. And that was expensive. That was an expensive drop here by ByuN. At the same time, the Cyclone gets deflected. The Cyclone going to be forced back. Third base now on the way for Creator. On the force field, up, he gets it. What a mass! Oh my god, very nice force field, shuts down the Cyclone. And with that Creator, he has a greater defense. What does he get? He takes down a Cyclone, 7 Marines, and a Medevac for only 3 workers. For only 3 probes, that is a better trade for Creator. Likewise, he does claim his own third. And Creator, he's being very greedy, actually. Very greedy. So he defends well. What is the follow-up? Remember, it should be charge. Usually we see charge as a follow-up into extra gateways into a Forge and +1. This is very fast Storm. Insanely fast Temple Archives. To the point where I almost want to say this might just be a Storm drop. Before we get there, though, ooh. Yeah, before we get there, Liberators arrive. No reaction there on the mineral line. 3 workers go down. And the Stalkers, they have a hard time trading here. Very hard time. 5 probes go down. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. Again, that was a late reaction from a Creator. Storm is now on the way. What do we have across the map? Going for the Immortal drop. So again, really early Storm by Creator. Late charge because of this, and late upgrades. Late Forge, I mean. Late Forge and late attack upgrades. Drop into the mineral line. Creator had a strong start, but now things are getting a little bit getting a little bit frisky. A bit frisky, a little bit shaky. I'm concerned. Creator pulls away. Pulls away, now getting his third base saturated. Gateway explosion. There's the delayed Forge, delayed +1. Yo, ByuN, he wants that prison. Looks to chase him down. Storm is almost complete. Drop into the main. Creator, he is in position. He's ready for this. No charge going into Blink. Okay. Interesting. Going into Blink instead. Back at home, we have Viking production underway. ByuN is not scouted the Temple Archives, he doesn't know. Storm coming in, but does pick up in time. Storm is revealed. Storm is revealed, and instantly, did we cancel? No. Okay. Vikings, they were made. Now going back into medevacs. Vikings, they can zone away the War Prism. Third TC is on the way, so this time ByuN is expanding. He's not going for a 2-base all-in. This is not a repeat of ley lines. So ByuN is building up towards a longer game. He stems in. Oh, where's the Storm? Storm does zone. Storm zones away. This is still just a really risky playstyle from Creator. Like, he's playing on a knife's edge. He's playing and relying on Storms. Until he finishes Blink and until he finishes Charge, he's vulnerable. So Creator, he's again stuck at home. He's stuck on 3 bases. He has no map presence. He has no map control. There's a pylon across the map for some warpins, for some harass. Ooh, runs into the army. Warping in some slow lots. This tells me that he believes he has charge. Ooh, that's why I was shocked earlier about he forgot. Yeah, he just assumes he has it. Oh, the slow lots. Yeah, slow lots are willing in. Charge was never researched. Creator slipping up. He does slip up here. Storm coming in. Graces the army. Nothing major. 1-9 Templar goes down. Bit of miscontrol there by Creator. Slow lots, they do catch some transferring workers and they deal some damage. Some. Yeah, now he notices. There we go. Now charge on the way. This is why I was so confused and so concerned for Creator, but yeah, it was a mistake. It was a mistake that never got charge. Cybercore goes down. Catching up ByuN though. Ooh, takes out a full medevac. Very nice. As ByuN does pull away through the speed zone. Likewise, 7 ACVs went down to the slow lots. But the slow lots, they popped off. It's like 2 or 3 slow lots. They killed 7 workers. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Oh. As ByuN picks off 2 stalkers in the process, but he will lose his medevacs. Creator, he's securing himself. Charge is finally going to finish. ByuN searching with the observer. Does search. Another slow lot run by. Let's go. Gets eyes on saturation. And now we're going to double Rebel, double Colossus production. So Cure, Creator, he's just building. He's just building up towards a longer game state. Again, Creator, he's been focusing on defense almost the entire game. Almost, outside of the War Prism harass. Speaking of, ByuN is hyper concerned about that War Prism. Throws down the sensor tower, wants to make sure he's secure. Main army moves out. EMPs are available. Remember, ByuN, he had the more economic start. He does have a massive army. He's spotted. And Creator, can he hold against this without Colossus? The answer is he can with Storm. And he has to make sure the Storms connect, that he avoids the EMPs. That's a lot of ghosts. A lot of EMPs are available. How many High Templar? 2. Oof, that's not a lot. Only 2 High Templar. As ByuN moves out, Zellarama moves in. ByuN forced back home. Tank goes down. SCVs as well, forcing friendly fire. Oh my god. Okay, 6 SCVs. And again, ByuN, he races back. Getting 9 SCV kills. ByuN, he does have a harassing force on the right hand side. He can just go straight up the lane. He's spotted. They spot each other. Zellarama going in once again, but this time ByuN is in the vicinity. This time ByuN is close by. He sims in, but he will still lose 15 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. That's a full mineral line. This one pylon has been the MVP, not gonna lie. You can attribute the 21 worker kills to this one pylon. That's crazy. The MVP pylon. And because of that, ByuN gets forced back home. Creator, his fourth base is secure. His fourth base was exposed earlier, but we never saw any aggression here because ByuN was forced back. Now we have a fifth base on the way. Creator is built up to 3 Colossus. How many Vikings are there? 6. Decent count. 6 Vikings plus on ship weapons. Second starport's on the way. A lot of this still comes down to the EMPs though. Nitro baited out. Storm coming in. Nice Storm. Storm connects. Stalkers, they annoy the Vikings. Colossus moving in. There are disruptors as well. There's the first Nova. There's 1 Nova left. 1 Nova in the chamber. Vikings moving in. Oh! They do take down the first Colossus. Yeah, no pick up micro. Storms, they don't quite connect either. And ByuN has a massive army stimming in. Takes down, barely 1, barely 2 Colossus. Gets a 3rd. No more Colossi, no more splash damage. With that, still a very close fight, very close engage. There are 4 Immortals behind this. And Creator, he doesn't have enough. He does not have enough. He has to pull back, has to pull away. ByuN holds. Whew. ByuN, he holds on. He survives. But Creator, he has the better economy. He has the greater base count. ByuN just now getting his 4th base up and running. Now, ByuN, he did retain his Vikings. That's important, bearing in mind that Creator is making 3 Colossus at a time. Ay, ay, ay. Making 3 Colossi. So, thankfully, ByuN, he retains his Viking count. He still has a decent amount. But the problem here is that ByuN is not remaking. I should say he's not making any more Vikings, but despite having 2 starports. The reason for this, because of his Viking count, his opponent should be making disruptors, right? Like, it makes sense. Creator, he should be making disruptors, but he isn't. He's making more Colossus instead. Did spot 1 of the Colossi. There we go. Viking production beginning once again. Okay, ByuN is keeping up, thankfully. He's keeping up with the Vikings. Rotates over. Creator consolidating his forces again, going for the gold. Creator waiting for reinforcement. There we go, waiting for his Colossus. The quadruple Colossus hit squad. Let's go. Oh, so Creator has to pull away. The Colossus getting exposed. Yeah, Colossi are exposed. 1 Colossus goes down before the fight begins. But the Vikings are all being cleaned up. They were isolated. They were on their own. That was not worth it. That was what? That was 7 Vikings for 1 Colossus. And there's still 3 left. The boys are being pulled, and ByuN is in trouble here. He's in trouble. He's down to 2 Vikings. Takes down 1 of the Colossus. There's now 2 Colossus remaining. Oh god, Creator! Oh no, Creator! He clicked on the Viking. He right clicked on the Viking. Did overextend. Behind this, 6 SCVs go down. ByuN is still in a decent. No, he's hurting. He's hurting so much here. He had to pull the boys. His economy is still hurting as well. Getting 3-3, making 5 ghosts at a time. Personally, I would prefer disruptors here for Creator. Like, disruptors have a lot of potential. And now moving in, nice EMP, takes down 1 of the Colossus. Now there's 2 remaining. Colossi moving in, down to 1. Yeah, 1 Colossus left. Boys being pulled. Can that 1 Colossus carry? No shot. Yeah, there's so many Marauders here. And ByuN sims in, takes down the final Colossus, and will take down all the Immortals as well. Creator with a big overextension. He fought well initially, but again, he's still committed to max Colossus, lost every single one. And ByuN holds. ByuN, he holds, he survives. Now Creator, he has 77 probes and the gold base. Creator, he has a much greater economy. If given time, he will rebuild and he will overwhelm. ByuN is on the timer. ByuN is on a timer. He has to keep going. Takes down the Prism, and we need more than that. Oh, the Storm! Oh my god. Storm does zone. Skin reveals the base. Oh, yo, ByuN making use of the healing pad. Let's go. Remember, Vikings, they cannot heal up. They're in the air. Boys being pulled away. Creator, he will lose control of the gold. But remember, the gold doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't need the gold base to maintain a lead. Like, Creator, he's being given time. Creator, he's rebuilding, remaxing. How many Vikings do we have? 4. Only 4 Vikings. Against 3 Colossus. There we go. You can see immediately we restart Viking production. Main base flows over as a 5th. ByuN still in this, getting his 5th base. His base is getting up. ByuN pulls away. Creator is now down to 5 bases himself. Creator needs another expansion, either the gold or the left or both. He's retaking the gold, which I do like. He's expanding with his army. 5 Speaking of Colossus, up to 5. He has as many Colossus as our Vikings. That's crazy. I mean, the Colossus count is great, but he has to protect them. He has to make sure he does preserve that Colossus count. Now moving in. Yeah, ByuN knows he kind of saved this base. Mineral line under fire. Oof, oh my god. Takes down 8 SCVs, and ByuN, he didn't have many workers to begin with. Now we get to, thank god, now we get disruptors. That's what I've been waiting for. ByuN collapsing in. Stalkers, they pull away. That's a kill in the CC. And ByuN cannot push into 5 Colossus. Not like this. Not saying he can never fight this. Ideally, he would have to try to pick off a Colossus at a time ahead of time. Like catch him out with a better angle with his Vikings. Before the main fight occurs. Otherwise, Creator, he would just bulldoze his way through. Like, it's a very brute force composition. Speaking of, Vikings do survive. There's that one storm. Likewise, EMP's moving in. We get the zoning Nova. Nice spread here from ByuN. Does EMP the Stalkers? Stalkers out of fire. Colossus a little bit far back here. Yeah, the Vikings, they will overwhelm. They take down the first and second Colossus as well. Vikings just bullying the Colossus here. And where are the storms? Where are the disruptors? Yeah, they're not available. Every Colossus goes down. A messy fight here for Creator. Very messy. And ByuN breaks through. ByuN, he takes it. He takes the fight. Breaks through the Colossus. Again, Creator, who was only ever fighting with like a quarter of his army at a time. And ByuN has done it. Assuming he keeps going. We gotta keep going. And likewise, we gotta stop making Colossus. It's not helping. We gotta stop with the Colossus. Nice Nova. Again, that's gonna be 19 probes going down. Creator, he's down to 2 disruptors. Chargel's trying to engage, coming from behind. Oh no, he overextends. Yeah, massive pig off. Both disruptors go down. And ByuN's done it. ByuN, he has done it. He will break through. A very intense, very back and forth game here between ByuN and Creator. It was very close, very intense. Even here, Creator, he's holding on. ByuN making a stand on the healing pad. Let's go. Oh my god, he will take the fight. I mean, he had enough anyway, even without the healing pad. Colossus doing what he can. Never takes down the Ghost. But ByuN, he has done it. I mean, Creator, he still has a better economy. I mean, he has had for a very long time. Like, ByuN has been running on fumes for most of this game. But he has just been taking better fights. He's had more efficient fights, more efficient compositions. Like, Creator, he was stuck on rebuilding Colossus for far too long. Yo, medevac's has been replaced. The healing pad. Never doesn't quite connect. A little bit mistimed. Creator, though, can he make a stand here? With the help of his attack defense? If he had a Nova, then maybe. It's still brutal, though. ByuN stems through. Disruptor is getting called out. GG gets called. Creator is broken. And ByuN, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series. A very intense back and forth, and honestly, this ace match could have gone either way. There were strong moments for Creator, strong moments for ByuN as well. Very intense back and forth. My biggest criticism for Creator, like, he had map control, he had a greater economy, he had more income, but he was stuck making Colossus. And as you saw, like, they don't really scale too amazingly into a longer game, especially when the Viking count gets higher and when the Viking upgrades kick in as well. We saw that, especially in that final fight, I'm referring to the final Colossus fight, we saw despite him having 5 Colossus, like, they couldn't really engage all together. Like, it was a really awkward fight there for Creator, and he was just picked apart. GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series, and up next we have another TVP. And I do appreciate that we are avoiding mirror matchups here, as herO has been waiting in the grand finals for the winner of this match. So up next is going to be a best of 5 grand finals between herO and ByuN. Let's go. Let us go. It is going to be that best of 5. Now, fun fact, for those who are unaware, for those that maybe don't tune into many KSLs, this is a bi-weekly tournament. Every 2 weeks we do host the KSL. I say we. Shout out to Dave Testa and Chicken Man. They host the event. They organize the event. We merely only cast the event. And when it comes to this tournament, herO, he has 100% win rate. It's crazy. In the course of 2025, specifically this year, we're what, like almost halfway through the year? We're 5 months in. Every single KSL that herO has played in, he has won. There is one KSL this year where herO wasn't the champion. Only one KSL, and the reason is because herO didn't sign up. there's one KSL that herO didn't sign up. Every other KSL, herO has won. Like, herO, he is, again, arguably the best player in Korea right now. I say arguably because, again, Maru's form is a little bit more ambiguous because Maru has been taking a break from the game, especially during the off season. So Maru has been taking some time off. So in Maru's absence, that's where herO is the best in Korea. And yeah, it's hard for, I mean, it's been impossible for anyone to bring him down in KSL. This is his tournament. We'll see if ByuN can rise to the challenge. We'll see if he can be the first to defeat herO in a KSL in 2025. Oh boy, it's a tall mountain to climb here. We'll see if ByuN can pull it off. Those Colossus were useless at the end. They were unfortunately, like, they were basically specifically for the final fight. Like, we should emphasize that leading up to that final fight, like when it came to the pushes towards the bases and into mineral lines, like the Colossus, they were doing well for themselves. But you saw that defensively, trying to weather the storm and hold against the lineup buyer, like the Colossus, they did almost nothing. it was a very Marauder heavy composition, a lot of EMPs. Yeah, they could not hold their own. But regardless, GG. Regardless, GG, well played. But yeah, GG, well played. With that, we are now getting into our next game. Into our next best of 5. Looks like we do need some time though, so we're going to be going on a short break. Vetoes are underway as we speak. Vetoes are underway, and when we come back, we'll have those finals. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals. Los Grand Finales of the KSL, the Korean StarCraft League, week number 74. It has been an intense, short but intense broadcast so far, and we have our final top two players. We have our Protoss, we have our Terran, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Maganatha, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing his new team, Twisted Minds. It is herO. As a proxy has two SCVs move out across the map and spawning in the top left hand corner, going for the proxy 2 ranks. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Shopify. It is ByuN. I have to fix up that team logo, but if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As we mentioned before, we have a crazy statistic, which is that herO, he has won 100% of the times that he has played in the KSL. There's only one KSL this year that he has not won, and that was only because he didn't sign up. He did not sign up for that event, so alas, he was not able to claim that win. But outside of that, he has been looking dominant this year. Not just this year, even years past, of course. But we'll see if ByuN can cheese him out. We'll see if he can cheese him out. Let's go, baby, let's go. I believe this is Proxy Marauder. We have gas on... no, only one gas. Only one gas back at home. Oh, no, yeah, never mind. Okay, I should rely on my instincts, baby. I should rely. Proxy Marauder here by ByuN. Now, if you were watching I Am Katowice last year, you would know this is how herO got cheesed out of I Am Katowice 2024 by kyO. It was herO versus kyO on Golden Aura, where kyO did go proxy 2x Marauder, and he did take herO out. It was a crazy event. It was a crazy... he scouts! He scouts, he sees, he knows. Never again, papi, never again. Fool me once, fool me twice. You're not kyO. What are you doing? What are you... You're ByuN, fam. So with that, we have a shield battery on the way. The Stalker production has begun. A couple of boys are being pulled here to try to keep on top of said SCVs. As there we go. We have a second shield battery as well. You see ByuN trying to focus on said shield batteries. The first Stalker has arrived, and we'll see if the Stalker can avoid that Marauder. So far, there's a cancellation. Do the cancel here the initial shield battery. And with 3 shield batteries, herO's holding. Yeah, here he is holding on. He may have lost 1 shield battery, but the first one should complete in time. It's going to be close, though. It's going to be close. ByuN's moving in. Now we're up to 2 Stalkers. And this was quite committed here. Concussive Shell is done for ByuN. Although, let's go, the boys are being pulled. But the rush distance on Maganatha is so long. We didn't even get to talk about it, but this is the largest map in the map pool, the longest rush distance by ground. It takes even longer for this army to arrive. Meanwhile, SimCity here looking solid for herO. But alas, he doesn't know. herO doesn't know. And what's important is that herO, he has no boys on the low ground to pull. So he has to pull from the high ground. But he has a sentry. He has a force field. No shot. There's the NG overcharge. More boys are revealed. And with force fields here, he can shut this down. Oh, there we go. Does force field, locks down a couple of SCVs. The longer this goes on, the better it is for herO. But alas, he only caught 2 SCVs with those force fields. There we go, the boys are being pulled. The boys are being pulled. He needs the boys. Takes down 4 SCVs. The Marauder count is building up. Have we lost any Marauders? 1. 1 Marauder's gone down so far. Just 1 Marauder takes out every SCV. Now the Marauders are exposed. And here he cannot fight out of any of the shield batteries. So will bleeds out 1 Stalker. Bleeds out 1. Takes down 2 Marauders. Another Stalker goes down, but he's trading against some Marauders. And we're down to what? 4 Marauders remaining. Down to 4. Up, down to 3. And there's no longevity here for ByuN. There's no longevity. Not like this. As here he has 24 pros behind this. Oh my god, takes out another Marauder, down to 3. 3 Marauders left. Do we have any extra weapons? Uh-oh. herO, he's in a little bit of trouble here. We need that warp in. There we go, does warp in time. ByuN can still pull this off. Like, ByuN can still pull this off. herO, he abandons the natural. He abandons the low ground. And herO, that's a late robo. That's a late robo for herO. Also, late extra production building. This is actually how herO died to Cure, is the fact that he had no robo or even second gateway. So herO, he's in trouble here. The Stalker's going to go down. herO, he will surround though. He will lock down the army. But again, he can only warp in one unit at a time because herO, he chose not to get another gateway or a robo. So this is all late tech for herO. Stalker barely survives. Here he's still holding though. Yeah, he's still holding. This is a messy defense by herO, but he holds. GG gets called. Whew. As ByuN, he has no economy, and herO takes game number 1. Hi. GG, well played herO. He does take a lead in the series. Again, he almost got punished. As a reminder, herO, because he was hyper fixated on the defense, his production, his macro did slip. Did slip when it comes to making a robo, making a Stargate, or making another gateway. He had none of that, so that actually made the game closer than it needed to be. Regardless, herO does hold. GG, well played. I would say he never made an extra gateway. To be fair, he did make a second gateway. It was on the low ground. Remember, there was a gateway on the low ground, but it got cancelled. It got cancelled by the Mass Marauder. So, to give credit, like, there was another gateway. Like, he was trying to get his production back up and running, but it was an exposed gateway. With that, we're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if herO will extend his lead. We'll see if ByuN can force it back and forth. We'll see if he can take this game and make a series out of this. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Torches, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds, leading the series 1-0. It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Terran player, we have the South Korean Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. We go. Oh boy. So ByuN looking to spice things up in game 1 to start the series, but alas, the proxy, the all-in did fail. I mean, it was still quite close and still quite clutch towards the end, don't get me wrong, but herO does start things off with the win. And now we load into Torches. I keep wanting to say Tokamak. I don't know what it is. This map just feels less like a torch, more like a Mac. But there is fire everywhere. There is fire, true. There are torches. Not wrong. But as we get into this, this is the smallest map in the map pool. This is the rush map, so you don't get more aggressive than Torches. Double gas open out to ByuN. ByuN going for a faster factory. Delayed CC makes sense on a map like this. And with this, ByuN can start things off with early drop play, with early aggression. Expect early aggression out of ByuN. We'll see if herO can keep up. Again, our players have a little bit less experience on maps like Torches. See how they do adjust their approach. Likewise, here is scouting for proxies. I don't blame him. Like, after game 1, he's just checking, making sure there is no cheese, there are no proxies. Alright, when it comes to the map itself, short rush distance by ground, short rush distance by air. You have these gold minerals where you can mine through. You can open up the center, or the area in between the bases, and here there are gold bases. There are gold expansions here. There's a regular expansion as well. The tumors in the center expire just before the 8-minute mark, so bear that in mind. They do expire over time. And we have more gold bases on the left hand side, and we have the healing pad. There's a healing pad off to the side as well. And this healing pad, as opposed to the pad on Persephone, is accessible via air units, not just ground, air as well. Likewise, these gold bases are shared bases. You can take them from either side, and gases are available on both sides as well. Likewise, there is that pathway in between the patches. We have yet to see anyone take these bases, but we also have barely casted on Torches as well. It is often vetoed. Often vetoed map. Boys are being pulled. Oh. Boys are being pulled. Reaper is getting locked down. Gets one, gets both Reapers, and they don't get any. Oh, they get one. They get one probe for their troubles. That is not worth it for ByuN though. And here he opens up the center. Okay, I see you. Here he opens up the center of the map. ByuN going for his delayed TC on location. Behind this, going for a 1-1-1 follow-up into drop play. Into what looks to be a Widowmine Marine drop. Yes, Widowmine Marine drop here by ByuN. Hero moves out to scouts to get a read what's going on. He wants that Widowmine and he will get it. Yeah, the Widowmine will not escape. Oh, brutal pickoff here. Again, ByuN, he wanted to go for a drop. He's being punished. He's being punished here. Boys are being pulled. One SCV goes down. A nice start here for Hero. He snipes the Widowmine, snipes an SCV, opening up the triangular third, and he's expanding towards ByuN. But it's a little bit deceiving. He is expanding towards ByuN, but at the same time, ByuN has no access to the side of the map outside of drop play. Speaking of going for a tank drop, okay. Okay. Hallucination does miss this. Does miss a drop. Hero, he does have enough to defend. He did go 3-gate blink. No, sorry, 2-gate. 2-gate blink here. Will quite greedy from Hero, but the drop is deflected. Third base gets spotted. ByuN, can he force a cancel? I'm not so sure he can. Oh, with the tank though, does siege? Yeah, it does siege up, does zone away. Ooh, Hero, he will lose the sentry. And without that sentry, can we for? No, he doesn't go for it. Does drop into the main. Getting a stalker. Will siege. He will siege up. Blink is done. Oh, and with elbow blink, yeah, the tank will go down. Takes down the tank. Nice target firing out of ByuN. So if ByuN had lost this army at the third, he would have just lost the army. Because he went into the main, 5 probe kills. Not bad. He gets as much value as he can out of that drop. Gets 5 workers instead of just losing his army. Meanwhile, Hero blink is done. It does finish up his robo at least for his Warp Prism. Still 2 gates, right? Yes. Oh, no, sorry, 3. Wait, what? All right. 3 gates. So 3-gate blink is moving out, is counterattacking, does spot the Liberator. Liberation is revealed. ByuN has the high ground with the tank. Oof. Tank shot goes off. Here he has to pull away. But here he can always blink over to the other side. As ByuN can actually heal up his Liberator. True. You can heal up, Pappy. Aye, aye, aye. Stalkers, they jump into the main, getting SCV kills. ByuN out of position. As SCVs are going down. Getting 4, 5, 6 SCV kills. Oh my god, he's going further in. He's not subbing. He's crazy. Gets 7. Gets 8. 8 workers go down. There is enough dead space to hide that prism. He can always recall back home. Meanwhile, that Liberator has a lot of work to do. Remember, he got spotted though. Here he is aware, and here he's in position. Somewhat. As Liberator does get 3 probes. Gets 3 workers. It's okay damage. But here is still in a better position. He's looking to maybe even take the gold as his 4th. That would be crazy. Marines, they come in from the flank. They force a recall. They force the recall. Behind this, we have charge as a follow-up. What I will say is that there's no forge. So delayed forge, delayed upgrades for Hero, regardless, getting into a mass zealot composition. And this is designed to punish a move out. Speaking of move outs, ByuN, he's pushing. And he is spotted. He is spotted. We'll see. Does Hero have enough time for extra warp pins? The gateways aren't ready. Gateways are still finishing up. Hero does force field to slow down the push. The boys are being pulled. That's 4 tanks. Soon to be 5. But it is delayed, and this is allowing the gateways to finish. But the gateways still need more time and getting extra warp ins. Tanks pushing forward. Tanks do move in. Oh, and again, that's 4 tanks just selling away the army. And ByuN, he might just have too much. Yeah, he does. He has too much here. 2 base all in out of ByuN. He busts on through, and he punishes here for expanding towards him as well. We mentioned how this base is relatively safe because of the mineral wall, but ByuN just mines through. Just mines through. breaks through the initial army, getting within range of the Nexus. Oh my god. herO picking up a couple of Marines. More boys have arrived. Oh, but here come the warp-ins. Here come 8 Zealots at a time. The boys are being pulled, and herO, he's here to break out, and he does blink in. Takes out 1, takes out 2 tanks, and herO holds. Wow, herO, he holds on, he shuts this down. GG gets called. The all-in fails, and herO, he will take game number 2. Whew, GG. I thought herO was dead. I'll be honest, like ByuN, he had 4 tanks, soon to be 5 tanks with the army pushing on forward, but herO did an amazing job at buying time for those warp-ins. We saw that once that 8 Zealot warp-in finished, like the turns table. It was like, oh, now herO, he has what he needs. He just bought so much time with the force fields, with the initial engagements, with the forcing of the early sieges as well. With the counterattacks, just bought enough time for those warp-ins, and with that, herO holds. Doesn't even lose the base. GG. GG, well played. And with that, herO, he does take game number 2. We are getting ready for potentially the final game of the series. Let's go. Let us go. But that is crazy. Oh my god. To see herO survive the all-in such a way, and again, like, he expanded towards his opponent as well. It was a delay of the push, might I say, like trying to slow down halfway across the map or just outside of the third. Very intense defense there by herO. Very intense, not easy at all. I feel like almost any other player would have died then and there. But GG well played. Impressive play there by herO. And we'll see if ByuN can take a map. We'll see if he can make this a series here, because he's up against the wall. Things are looking a little bit bleak score-wise, but I want to believe in a game 4. I want to believe in the ace match, but the pressure is on. The pressure is on the Terran. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Leylines, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, leading the series 2-0. Representing Twisted Minds, it is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And I'm a little bit concerned because it feels like that all-in was almost perfect by ByuN. I say almost because obviously he was slowed down, right? He was slowed down by the force fields, he was spotted by the hallucination, but like it feels like it should have worked there. Things were going relatively well for him when he was getting within range of the base, claiming the first fight, but alas, time was working against him, and here he was able to buy enough time for those warp-ins. And now here he's one game away from becoming our champion this week. And again, here he's won 100% of his KSLs, that's true. But I want to believe in a series here. I want to believe that ByuN can bring it back. We'll see if he can. For now, economic opener. Single gas opener out of ByuN, so he's going for the faster command center, going for a more economic start from the side of our Terran player. For the first time, actually. Remember, game 1 was proxy 2-rex Marauder, and he pulled the boys for 1 base all in. Game 2, double gas opener into an earlier tank drop. Game 3, economic build. Economic start for the first time. So I appreciate that ByuN, he has gone for something different every single game, and we'll see if he has more success slowing things down and having a more economic start instead. As herO, first thing first, scouts for a proxy. After game 1, I don't blame him, but he does scout for a proxy. herO, he wants to make sure he doesn't get cheesed out. Just want to make sure. Here it builds up back at home. Twilight counts open out of herO. Again, creator, he's more fond of these robo openers, which we always brought up when casting creator. herO, he's very rare. Very rarely do we see a robo opener out of our Red Protoss in the finals. He's typically a little more aggressive, a little more comfortable. If he's going to play safe, it's going to be 3-gate blink. Like 3-gate blink, like that's as safe as herO gets. As Hallucination moves out, Hallucination does confirm the 111, the faster command center, the delayed factory, delayed starport. He was aware. From here, we can still go for a Widowmine drop. We can go Cyclone Opener into a Widowmine. Oh, straight up Tech Lab. No drop play. Okay, okay. With this can lead into a Banshee Opener. This can lead into early Raven Harass instead. Typically, of course, a harassing option though. Either a Raven or a Banshee. Hallucination goes in. Hallucination does confirm the add-ons. Oh, and we're going for a tank drop. Okay, this is similar to last game. I say similar because we did have a tank drop last game, but this hits later. There's a later drop, a later push because of the earlier economy. Now, Hallucination does confirm no research, but this is a well-hidden build because, again, you expect a Raven or a Banshee. You don't expect a medevac with a Tech Lab. So, very well-hidden build here. As ByuN is getting ready for his push. Yep, there we go. Tank drop across the map. This is a more offbeat timing, but here he's waiting for whatever comes across the map here in the center. Ah, but does he miss the move out? He will. He will miss the move out completely. ByuN, oh no, he slips by. Just barely sneaks by. Here he misses the army. He moves out. He will catch reinforcements, and this is a tell. Sees 2 Marines. He's like, something's wrong. Why are there only 2 Marines? ByuN's moving in, and he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill, going for the throats, going for the main pylon. There's the reactive recall back home. The panic recall. Boys are being pulled, dives on top of the tank. The tank does go down. Takes out the tank, but what will herO lose here? As boys are pulled, so many probes will fall. I say that 3. Only, okay, 5. Whew, 5 probe kills. This could have been game. This should have been game. But did recall in time, did pull the boys. Very nice control there. You could see the workers attacking, then moving away, then attacking again, tanking shots whenever they could, but not quite falling. This will delay charge, but I would say this is a stronger start for herO. Remember, we lost a tank. We lost a tank, a medevac, and a cyclone. Oh, God. And now we're vulnerable to the counterattack. There's a cancellation on the bunker. There's no saving it. ByuN is contained on 2 bases, and that was a committed build from ByuN. He needed more damage. Now herO, he's freely mining on 3 bases, now getting a fully saturated charge, now beginning once again, going for charge and +1, a standard follow-up here at a herO, staying on a gateway composition. This will lead into eventually gases and then Colossus. That's typically where this build leads. So Blink Stalker into charge lot, into +1, into delayed splash damage. And the reasoning for this is that this means that those Zealot Warpins are going to be available if ByuN goes for an all-in. And you saw how effective they were last game, right? How did herO survive the all-in from ByuN with Zealot Warpins? Like, those charge ults did an amazing job at tanking tanks, and of course closing the distance and collapsing on top of the army. And Zealots they can trade very efficiently in the early game and in the mid game, especially if you're fighting out in the open. We can see no all-in. So ByuN expands. ByuN, 3rd TC, he's not going for the all-in. He's building up towards a later game. Oh, herO, he does scout the command center. herO is aware. But he does miss the drop. Once again, ByuN, he slips out across the map. herO, he's active with the Zealots, but he comes back home with the Stalkers. Zealots, they shouldn't rush in. Uh-oh. He pulls away. Pulls away. Ideally, you want these Zealots to harass when the army moves out, but herO, he did already show his hand a little bit here. Did reveal his hand. And now we have gases. Now we have the gases at the 3rd, not the natural, but 2 gases have been taken. That means we can afford Colossus, and there they are. Robo and the Bay is on the way for Colossus production. So this is the current meta of TVP, is Blink into Charge into Colossus. Like, this is very standard, has been the case for a couple of months at this point. I say this is meta, this is a little bit newer. This really hit mainstream at the start of the year on the latest patch. We mentioned in the previous series how because Terran players have been so aggressive, going into Colossus first has been very risky, and Protoss players have adapted. And it's a 2-base all-in. The third CC was a fake out. Oh my god. Fake third CC. It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing for ByuN. He does pull the boys. He's going to get spotted though. Yeah, the SMBs are revealed. herO, he knows. He slows down the all-in. He delays the all-in and he scouts everything. And he's getting ready with his force fields. Zelsay catch reinforcements. Likewise, Colossus on the way. Wouldn't mind's being targeted down. He gets 1, he gets 2. Almost 3. Oh, okay, good. Bit of miscontrol there. Where the force fields, there they are. They lock down the ByuN. That's still a lot of tanks. As here he pulls away, and again, this is just buying time. This is buying time for more and more warp ins, and the Colossus is almost done. Again, he breaks through. He breaks through the ramp. But once again, he does force field. He slices up the army. There's no way out of this. ByuN is losing far too much, and here we go. The Colossus has made it. He's got his Colossus, extra Zealot warp ins. herO handling this well. It's still an intense all-in, still rallying across the map. That's a lot of Marauders. Now remember here, he can pull the boys if need be. He's buying time for a second Colossus. Blinks away. Base is under fire. Second Colossus almost here. The Nexus is gonna fall. Does get the Nexus. Here comes second Colossus. Again, herO taking it slow. Again, there's no rush. There's no rush for herO. Oh my god. Flush micro. Saves the Colossus. Falls back to the shield battery. Third Colossus on the way, but it's about to be depowered. A massive pick off depowers the Colossus. ByuN still has a massive army. And we need Zealots. We need more Zealot warp ins. Ah, this is a late Dark Shrine. Late. The DTs would have been amazing, but it's a late Dark Shrine. herO, he misses the reinforcements as well. Trying to slow down the push. Pulling further back. Yo, we can see ByuN muling his heart out. But he missed those reinforcements, and the tanks are now within range. Yeah, herO's in trouble here. He has to pull back. He does save the Colossus just barely. Very clutch micro. But herO, he barely has a standing army. He needs more warp-ins, needs more time. Zelsay busts into the bases. They do deny reinforcements. And this is all that ByuN has left. And here come the charge lots. Does focus on one of the tanks. Oh, the Colossus! Oh my god. The Colossus survives. Yeah, the tank goes down and herO holds. GG gets called. He survives the all-in. It was an intense all-in. ByuN, he took down, or he denied the fourth. He took down the third. He broke through the production. But herO, slow and steady here, just took his time, dealt with it in a clinical fashion. GG. GG, well played herO. He will claim the series 3-0, and herO will be this week's Korean StarCraft League champion. GG. GG, well played herO. Still undefeated when it comes to KSLs. Still, no one can stop him. Again, only one KSL this year did herO not win because he didn't sign up. Every time he signs up, he is the champion. And this week, no exception. No exception here. As herO, he does claim it. Does take the win. Apparently, in the history of KSL, this is his 30th win. 30 out of 74. Oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations to herO. Again, we did see that ByuN put up a fight, and even though this is a 3-0, if you missed out on the series, if you only tuned in towards the end, I do recommend the VODs because we had some very intense games. I'm talking about the game on, I mean, every game actually. Game 1 on Maganatha, Game 2 on Torches, and Game 3 here as well on Ley Lines. ByuN non-stop all-ins. They were all-ins. Game 1 was a 1-base all-in, Game 2, 2-base all-in, and Game 3, another 2-base all-in. Hyper-aggression out of ByuN, and herO was barely holding on. Like, they were so close. Every single game was a clutch hold. Game 1, of course, if you remember, herO, he only had one gateway warping in, so he had very limited production. Because of that, herO, he lost control of the natural. He had to fall back to the main. Likewise, Game 2, we saw that herO, it was a late reaction to the all-in, and ByuN was sneaking up on that third base. It was crazy how herO was able to just buy time, delay the push, and just barely squeeze out extra warp-ins to survive against the all-in on Torches. Similarly here as well on Ley Lines. herO taking it slow. We saw that if herO had overextended, a lesser player would have just died. Almost any other Protoss player in the world would have died then and there. trying to defend against the all-in. Even then, it was close for herO. herO, he barely held on to the Colossus. He barely bought enough time for 2 Colossus to pop out with the force fields, with the warp-ins, with the counterattacks. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to herO, and with that, that'll be the end of our broadcast for the morning. Oh boy, for those that are unaware, we do cast StarCraft on a daily basis here, and we cast more than any other channel out there when it comes to StarCraft. As you can see, our schedule, we just wrapped up with our morning cast of KSL, and we're going to be live later on this evening at midnight at 12 AM KST. That's going to be at 1 AM AEST with the Hatchery Cup. We're going to be live with the Hatchery Cup here this evening. That leads us into the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. That is going to be at 3 AM tomorrow morning. That's going to be at 4 AM AEST. That is a big Brazilian StarCraft tournament that's happening. The playoffs and the finals are going to be offline, but this is the group stage. The online group stage is taking place. We, of course, the official English casters will be all over that here on the CranKy Ducklings. And then tomorrow we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we have the next day in the morning more Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. 2 days in a row of Brazilian StarCraft, and again we have Hatchery Cup and Sparkling Tuna Cup in between. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft to come. Plenty of StarCraft on the horizon. Again, we usually cast twice a day, every single day. I do apologize for those that are curious, for those that are wondering, hold up, did we miss a Lil League cast last night? We did decide to reschedule Lil League. The Lil League Cup was meant to be Friday evening. We did reschedule because of the Basilisk Big Brain bouts. I wanted, at the time I was sleeping. Like, I wanted to make sure that I was well rested for the show match. So because of that, we are rescheduling Lil League Cup to next week. And there's a lot to catch up on. Again, next week we have GSL qualifiers, we have Lil League Cup, we have Uthermal's 2v2 event, and we have Kung Fu Cup, StarCraft Evolution League. There's a lot to get into, a lot to go over. I've definitely been out of it because I've been laddering every day. I will say that I'm falling a little bit behind when it comes to scheduling VODs, so that's what I'm going to do right now. We're going to end the stream. I'm going to go and schedule and edit VODs as much as I can before getting some rest, before getting some sleep, before the Hatchery Cup. That's the plan. That is the plan. So we got more work to do, more work to catch up on. But overall, hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time. Hope you all had a great evening, and I hope you have a great weekend as well, as the weekend is still young for the most part. So take care everyone out there. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Again, the KSL is a bi-weekly tournament. Every 2 weeks we have the KSL, and if you're in the chat, !KSL, there is a link to the Patreon. KSL, it is funded by the community for the community. There is a Patreon for the KSL, so you can help support the Korean scene if you wish. It is all funded via the Patreon, so you can help be a part of that. Likewise, again, it's every 2 weeks we are live here with the Korean StarCraft League, every fortnight. Otherwise, you can follow us, !socials in the chat, and you'll get a link to our social medias: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord, all things CranKy Ducklings. If you missed out on it, I did compete in the Big Brain bouts last night. It was a very intense show match, and VODs will be available on the Basilisk YouTube channel tomorrow, I believe. I think it takes like a day or two for the VODs to go live, so do check it out on YouTube. Otherwise, the VOD is available on Rotterdam's channel because Rotterdam was casting it, but I believe it is behind a subscription paywall, so just bear that in mind. If you want to watch the Twitch VOD, you can watch it now. But again, you have to be a subscriber to YouTube, to Rotterdam's channel. Otherwise, you can watch it in a couple of days over on Basilisk. It was a lot of fun. It was very intense. I was very stressed out. I was streaming my POV. I think my POV is muted because I was listening to music to get into the zone. I was listening to some music while playing, so I think it's all muted on Twitch. Yeah, so that's available there if you wish. There's my POV. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys later on tonight, this evening, for the Hatchery Cup. Again, that's going to be in around like 10 hours. Around 10 hours time. So, oh boy, it's going to be a late one. Well, we'll be fine, Papi. We'll be fine. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later tonight. Otherwise, see you next time. Ciao, Papi. Ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.